Hey guys, so Legends Festival is now essentially over. We are wrapping up the final week here of Legends Fest. I'm recording this on January 12th. We should be getting a new character on the 15th, which is this weekly reset coming up. We'll see what they end up doing. So far, we have not gotten a reveals and stuff announcement, so I'm thinking it's probably going to be a social media announcement. We'll see though. Literally, if you look at every single, literally everything is ending on the 15th. Like co-op, we can take a look here. Co-op is ending in 2 days. We can go over to the events tab. Every single event is ending in 2 days. We have, well, the raid is ending in 4 days, but essentially it's ending in 2 days. This Vegeta event ending in 2 days. The challenge battle's ending in 2 days. This festival tower's ending in a day. All the space-time rush stuff's ending in 2 days. PvP is ending in 2 days. So there's got to be something this week, right? But what I wanted to do in this video, the premise of this video, is to, first of all, do all the ticket summons that we've accumulated throughout Legends Fest. I have not yet done any ticket summons, so this is essentially all the tickets that we've been able to accumulate over the course of the celebration. We have 200 here. So I believe, isn't this 200 sparkings? It's literally 200 sparkings, and then it's 3 Legends Limited guaranteed twice. So that's 6 Legends Limited characters from this. Then we also have the Sparking Guaranteed tickets. Well, I guess we have this one too. The 7 Legends Limited Guaranteed tickets. That's in total 13 guaranteed Legends Limited characters. We have 220 of these tickets, which are Sparking Guaranteed tickets. There's a very slight chance you could actually get an LF from this, but the chances are pretty low. It's 0.029% per LF character, so highly likely not to pull very many of those, but it's possible we could pull a few in there. And then we have the normal tickets, 580 of these. I think I was able to get most of these from the missions and exchange shops. Just for the record, I did not exchange any of my gold plates for tickets. These are strictly tickets that you get outside of the gold plate shop. So 580 here, 220 of these Sparking Guaranteed tickets, 7 Legends Limited Guaranteed tickets, and then we have the 200, the 2 rotations of the 100 summon here, which is, you know, so that's like over 1,000 tickets that we have from just Legends Fest. So I just wanted to show this first because this, I think, really exemplifies how much free stuff is given out throughout the course of Legends Fest. So, you know, people could complain about the celebration, me included. I didn't really think part 1 was that great. We could, I guess, just jump into this first. I didn't really think part 1 was that great, but when you look at how much resources and free tickets and all this stuff is given out just over the course of the celebration, it's really hard to just straight up argue that the celebration is just bad, because it's objectively not when we get all this stuff for free here. So let's just go ahead and see what we get on the summon here. We don't obviously need to watch the animation. Oh, it's not Sparking Guaranteed. It's just 3 Legends Limited Guaranteed at the end, but you could get Sparkings in here. All right, what do we got? Yeah, we got to go through all this. UI Cell, and was that Beast? Hold on, let me just scroll down. UI Cell, and it was Beast. Okay, so actually, I don't know if this video is probably going up before the Triple Beast Gohan video is that I've recorded like a week ago or something. Blue Beast actually can still be okay. Obviously, we're waiting for his unique equipment at this point. I would assume he's not getting a Zenkai anytime soon, but yeah, probably unique equipment. We got Sparking Hercule, we got Red Bojack, who I think would be a really interesting Zenkai. Red Cell's terrible. Super Kaioken is useless. He's just, again, waiting for his Zenkai. This guy's actually a decent bench character for Beast. Kind of hard to make him work as a bench character because the Z ability and Zenkai ability buff 2 different things, but he's still technically a Zenkai buff for Ultra Beast Gohan. Red Rose is a really good bench character. Green Chi-Chi's bad. What else we got in here? Purple Trunks sucks. That Green Goku's terrible. Yellow Frieza, I guess, could be an okay bench. Yellow powerful opponent. Purple Gohan is not good at this point. That's it. Okay, so Blue Beast I think is pretty good for this step. I think now what we get new characters we could pull. So let's do this again. Jump into the 100 character multi here. All right, we don't need to watch the animation. Let's see what we got. Power Awakening Piccolo's not good. Yellow Broly is an exceptional bench. That is a very good bench character. Red Gotenks is bad. That Yellow Roshi's not great. Green Mai is a really good bench. Purple Broly's a good bench. 21 is a really good bench. Red Omega I think is actually like okay as like a usable character. what else we got? Angel Golden Freeze is bad. That purple Goku Black is terrible. And Yellow Piccolo, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and Dragon Fist. Dragon Fist is a really, really good bench for God Goku, who everyone loves using now with his unique equipment. Super Saiyan 4 Goku is a really good bench, and that Piccolo is a decent bench specifically for regen. So, okay. Not horrible, I think. Not a horrible outcome from those tickets. So what I'll do next is, well, I guess we could do these 7. After this, I'm gonna jump into the other tickets, and then while we're doing those summons, I think I'll just talk about my thoughts overall on Legends Fest now that we've had all the parts and everything's been given to us. All right, what do we think? I should probably take a look at the lineup first. Purple Rosé. They really made this guy a purple future Zenkai buffer. It should have just been purple powerful opponent. I don't know why they did future, because there's who's purple future you're buffing with him? Nobody. Who's like the best unit we could pull off of here? Dragon Fist, UI, Androids, Jiren, Bardock. Probably Gogeta Blue, right? Is he on here? Yeah, this is the best character on here. Kid Buu is still solid. Murgimasu is still solid. Gogeta Blue is the best character on here. But there's a lot of good bench characters, I guess, on here. So we're looking, I guess, for Gogeta Blue if we wanted the best character on here. The Blue Goku and Vegeta, I think they're not as good as they should have been, but I mean, there's still at least a modern LF Zenkai that are okay. This guy's a good bench for sure. I use him a lot as a red powerful opponent bench character. I guess Green Trunks wouldn't be the worst pull, but probably one of the most questionable decisions they made in 2024. This guy's horrible. Terrible. I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't give him a unique equipment when Red Broly dropped that Goten. Oh, really good bench. This guy's gonna probably be a good bench forever until the game shuts down. Like, actually just forever gonna be a really good bench option. All right. This guy is probably gonna get a Zenkai at some point this year. I'd be pretty surprised if we exited 2025 without him getting a Zenkai. He's definitely in line for one. He's one at this point. He is one of the oldest characters without a Zenkai. So. He's a blue God Key Zenkai buffer, not the greatest. And then the final Legends Limited unit is... Who is it? Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I mean, obviously, again, these guys just got a Zenkai. They're not as good as they should have been, and I think most people would agree with that. They're not bad at all. They're just not, they're not competing with like Majin Vegeta and Beast Gohan and like Gotenks and Daimagoku. But if you pull these guys off of a free ticket summon, that is a W. So there we go. Those were the 13 guaranteed Legends Limited characters we pulled off of those tickets that they gave out to us. I think we'll jump into just like the Sparking guaranteed tickets, and I'll just start talking about what I think are the good and bad parts about Legends Fest. So I'll just start off by saying I thought the beginning of Legends Fest was by far the weakest part of the celebration. And I think, again, most people probably would agree with that. We had the transforming Vegeta Blue and transforming Goku Black as part 1 characters. I don't really have an issue with the characters themselves in terms of the character selections, the character picks. I think maybe the biggest problem, though, that I think most people would agree with is when you compare how the characters were presented and also just the overall mechanics and just aesthetics, I guess, to the 6th anniversary, because that's essentially the fairest comparison we have, right? Anniversary and Legends Fest are the 2 biggest celebrations of the year, and I think it's completely fair to compare both of those celebrations to each other. When you compare part 1 of the 6th anniversary to part 1 of Legends Fest this year, it's like... What? Okay, it's a double Green Ginyu. It's like not even close. Oh, that's a really good pull, actually. Wow, that Vegeta's pretty good now. Nice. It's like not even close. 6th anniversary introduced a brand new mechanic. People have been asking for the in-battle fusion mechanic since the game dropped. We had really cool animations on both those characters. We had new mechanics outside of just the Synchro Gauge, right, with Vegito getting a guaranteed Rising Rush land. And then as unfortunately panned out as the Assault Chain mechanic was. It was still a new mechanic that they tried to do something with, so it was at least an attempt for a new mechanic. So those characters, I mean, you look back at 2024 and look throughout the entire year, I would say that without a shadow of a doubt, the 6th Anniversary Part 1 characters were the best executed characters of the year. I actually think Ultra Beast Gohan is, I don't know if I want to call him close to them, but he falls in that discussion as well. I would put those 3 characters as the best releases of 2024. Ultra Beast Gohan, and then the 2 6th Anniversary Part 1 units. Those were... It's going to be hard to top those guys. I mean, starting out an anniversary celebration with fusing Gogeta Blue and fusing Super Vegeta, who introduced multiple new mechanics each, that's going to be a tough hurdle to overcome in the future here, but we'll see. So yeah, I think just comparing those 2 Part 1s to the celebrations is very tough on Legends Fest. They were just never going to do it. But they could have at least tried, and it doesn't even really seem like they really tried to. There were very few Zenkai Awakenings happening. There was a very questionable decision to Zenkai Green Trunks, which I still don't know why they did. The only explanation I have for Green Trunks is because he is a hybrid Saiyan, which would have, I guess, they want you to use him next to Beast, right? Beast technically has a hybrid Saiyan Ultra ability, so maybe they thought people would want to use that Trunks next to Beast Gohan. I mean, maybe if he was actually good, people would want to use him. Another questionable part about that Trunks' Zenkai Awakening decision is the fact that he's buffing green hybrids instead of green future, which would have at least helped Vegito Blue get a Zenkai buff on that team more easily, right? Because Trunks is a future Z ability buffer as well. So it's just a very weird decision, and I think the morale, when you take a look at the overall execution of Part 1 of this Legends Fest celebration, Part 1s of celebrations are the most important parts to nail because it sets the tone for the rest of the celebration. It sets the morale of the player base. So I think having a poor Part 1, a poorly managed Part 1, a poorly executed Part 1, not well designed, not well thought out Part 1 in terms of the characters, the celebration itself, the events, everything, it really does bring down the level of Parts 2 and Part 3, even though they might be good. Because I think when you take a look at Parts 2 and Part 3 of this Legends Fest celebration, they actually were quite good. Part 2, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Super Saiyan 3 Goku pick, but I thought the Daima part of Part 2 was very strong, right? Tamagami number 3 was a very, very well done 1% sparking. I think he's still pretty good. We'll see what happens with future releases, but we have a very strong array of yellow characters right now in the game, and I don't really see like Tamagami number 3 like falling out of the meta because of a strong yellow coming out soon, because number 1, we already have insanely strong yellows. It's easily the strongest color in the game by far. And I think he's going to do pretty good next to future Daima releases, right? We're obviously going to get tons of Daima releases moving forward in this year. He worked really well next to Daima Goku, who's like one of the best characters in the game right now. So that's a really good character. Daima Goku himself, I mean, you guys know how strong he is. Probably one of the more valuable characters you could have just with all the yellow characters. And yeah, I just thought the Daima half was really, really well done. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, like they just have like this I don't even know what's going on. Like they have this one employee, or maybe one of even the producers or directors or whatever, is just like super obsessed with Buu Saga, and they just had an agenda this year. That's all. That's the only thing I can think of. They just had an agenda to just slam Buu Saga down our throats, jam it into our throats. Buu Saga buffs every 2 seconds. I think people just got tired of it, and including me. And I think when we saw that Super Saiyan 3 Goku reveal with the underwhelming animations, the LF animation was pretty lackluster, probably one of the worst LFs in the game, animation-wise. It just was very not exciting, I think. Obviously, the character's really good, but you can make any character really good, right? Also, I think that Super Saiyan 3 Goku in particular was certainly much more overdue for an Ultra than an LF. I'm a bit confused why they went for an LF on that character. Like, because I do videos at the end of every year talking about, like, oh, what characters could we get in this year? And I did that for 2025, and I explicitly did not include an Ultra for Super Saiyan 3 Goku, even though we are overdue for one. Because, number one, we got literally 500 billion Super Saiyan 3 characters in 2024. Like, for some reason, they were obsessed with Super Saiyan 3 in 2024. And then we just got that Goku. which should have been an Ultra as an LF. So I guess the only other one they could really do is the Super Saiyan 3 Goku from the Janemba movie, the Fusion Reborn movie, as an Ultra. But that Goku specifically, the one that we got from when he transforms against Majin Buu, against Fat Buu, that is the opening intro animation I would have expected to see from Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So we'll see. But I don't think that was a good selection. But overall, I would say Part 2 was very good. When you compare Part 2 to the 6th Anniversary Part 2, I would actually say Legends Fest on a head-to-head competition probably was better. Ultimate Gohan was a very... actually kind of similar to Super Saiyan 3 Goku's release, right? Ultimate Gohan was kind of like, what the hell is this guy doing here? Like, oh god, another Gohan. We had just gotten Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and the second character, God Goku, he was a character people were asking for, but he was just not well done in terms of his design at all. He's gotten like 500 buffs since then. He's actually really good now with the unique equipment, but that Part 2, I think the execution of Part 2 during the anniversary was not as good as the execution of Part 2 was here, even though obviously both of them had their issues. Part 3 was very good. I think everything they did for Part 3 with Ultra Beast Gohan, his design, his release, the events, the Ultra Bonanza, all the stuff they did for Part 3 in this anniversary, or not anniversary, the Legends Fest celebration was really good. We obviously got double LF Zenkai characters, Gogeta Blue and Blue Goku and Vegeta, both extremely hype Zenkais. I would actually argue that the Zenkai for LF Gogeta Blue is probably just the single most anticipated release maybe ever. Like, actually, I would say that. It's borderline that important. And I remember saying that the only way they can really harvest, or I guess salvage, the celebration, the Legends Fest celebration, is if they do Zenkai Gogeta Blue and then either an Ultra for Ultra Beast Gohan or Ultra UI Goku. And they did Beast Gohan, and they did Gogeta Blue, and then they also threw in a Zenkai for the Blue Goku and Vegeta. So I think they actually did a good job with Part 3. I guess you could argue maybe the pacing was a little bit strange, or getting two LF Zenkais at the same time on the same day, with how hype of Zenkais they both were. I think it maybe would have made a bit more sense to drop one of those two. Probably Blue Goku and Vegeta would have made more sense to drop them in Part 2, as opposed to doing both of them at the same time at the end there. Which I can definitely understand. I mean, that's, to me, that would make more sense even, but they really finished strong with this celebration, this Legends Fest celebration. So I don't think when you look at the overall celebration as a whole and compare it to the anniversary, it really wasn't that much worse. It was really just Part 1 that was just super, super underwhelming. Again, they should have just had Vegito and Rose. Well, first of all, I think it shouldn't have even been Rose. I think it should have been a Fusion Zamasu with the Synchro Gauge mechanic. They should have done a Zamasu and Goku Black with the Synchro Gauge that fused into Fusion Zamasu, and then they should have done a Goku and Vegeta that Synchro Gauge fused into Vegeta Blue. That's, I really think, what they should have done. Transforming characters are cool. We really have gotten a lot of transforming characters in 2024, but I mean, you introduce the Synchro Gauge mechanic and then you just never go back to it. It really doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think, there's no LF. Hey, that's great. I mean, again, it's not a bad pull. Green Trunks is recent Zenkai. He's definitely better than like 99% of other characters we could pull in this banner, so I'll take that. What they could have done also is if they decided to go with a Synchro Gauge Fusion Zamasu, they could have also given potentially an Ultra Rose Platinum equipment. I think that would have been really good, because Future is a tag, surprisingly, that really hasn't gotten touched in over a full year almost, right? Future is not, well, I guess was not in a good spot going into Part 1 of Legends Fest. And it's really tough to make a team really competitive with just one part of a celebration. So I think if they gave like Ultra Rose a Platinum equipment on top of giving us a Fusion Zamasu and a Vegeta Blue, and then we also have like the Mai banner character, the 1% Sparking Mai, who's also really good. We still have Zenkai Fusion Zamasu as well, who's still pretty good. We have really good bench characters. Future has pretty good equipment. Like, I really think a Platinum equipment for that Ultra Rose would have actually potentially made Future like a really top team in the game. I would say Goku Black not being as good as he should have been contributes heavily to Future not being as good as people were hoping it would be. But I think that equipment for Ultra Rose, if they made it really good, could have went a long way for him. Right, we saw the equipment for Ultra Super Gogeta drop. He's pretty good. I don't think he's probably as good as he should have been, given that the way that they structure Ultra banners, right? They're literally, because first of all, they Stargate the best buffs on those equipment, and the only way to get still those Ultra characters, besides specifically Super Gogeta, which you can get like one copy of from the Diamond Shop, is to summon on their banners that dropped when the characters initially dropped. So you're summoning on that Ultra Super Gogeta banner literally from 2021 to get copies of him. So it's just not worth it. So I think Platinum equipments should probably be a little bit better, actually. I don't think they're bad, right? I think Super Gogeta is actually like a competitive character, but for how hard it is to actually get stars on those Ultra characters, they should be better. But yeah, I think Platinum for Rosé could have actually went a long way for Part 1. Just restructure the way that the Part 1 characters work. Give them the synchro gauge mechanics. Give them better, voice lines. Vegito Blue's voice lines were completely just copy and pasted, basically. Give them better looking animations. And give us a Platinum equipment for Ultra Rosé. And I think Part 1, all of a sudden, is probably going to be a lot better received. Spread out the Zenkais for the LF characters, right? Trunks, I probably would have just not Zenkai Trunks at all. I probably would have just Zenkai'd like either Future Gohan or the Tag Androids would have been a really good one to change things up. Tag Androids would have been a really good option for just a Future team as well. So that would have been another option for Future. Then I would say move the Blue Goku and Vegeta Zenkai to Part 2, and then keep Gogeta Blue Zenkai where it is. And you make those changes, and I really think the celebration is looked at probably as right up there with the 6th anniversary. Right up there, if not better. So I don't think this celebration, people are looking back at this, and I think a lot of their judgments on this celebration are tinted by just how poor Part 1 was, which I can understand. And I think, again, I said this many times, but I think Part 1 is the most important part to nail. And if you don't nail Part 1, then the rest of the celebration is going to just feel worse. But when you objectively take a look at the quality of all 3 parts and what they've done, and even comparing this celebration to last Legends Festival, it's really hard to say that this was worse than last year. It really wasn't that much worse. It was just the execution of Part 1. So all they got to do moving forward is just really nail Part 1, I think. Part 2, I don't really have any issues with. Part 3 was very good. So that's really going to be my conclusion here. If Part 1 was better, my ranking of this Legends Festival celebration would be a lot higher. But unfortunately, it's hard to really... I don't even know what the best way to describe, what the best word to use is for this. There's no way to like retroactively go back and look positively at Part 1 because it was just not objectively good, right? It just objectively was not exciting. Character choices, I think, again, I'm not against Vegito Blue, I'm not against Rosé, but they need to make them interesting. You can't just drop the same characters with no new mechanics and no interesting abilities or unique things and expect people to just, be like, oh wow, this is crazy, this is great. Like, that's not, we're past that phase in this game's lifespan now. So we have a lot of tickets left here. I'm not going to be able to get through all these, but yeah, you guys see there's a lot of free stuff given out amongst the 3 parts of the celebration. I guess I'll go ahead and finish these off camera, but let me know what you guys think. What are your final thoughts on Legends Fest 2024? How would you compare this Legends Fest celebration overall, now that we know what each part has had in them? How would you compare this to previous Legends Fest celebrations? And how would you compare this now to the 6th anniversary? Let me know what you guys think. If you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.